I hope you all are staying warm and cozy on this cold winter February day. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint this adorable kind of graphic looking Valentine's Day card, or it could be used as an anniversary card or just for anyone that you love very much. This is super simple and easy, and I hope you enjoy it. For this tutorial, we're going to need one Q-tip, a kitchen sponge cut down into the shape of like a rounded triangle. And then if you want to make it into a card, you'll need a blank card. So to start, I've mixed up some red paint and we're just going to go right on in making our strawberries. To do this, we're just going to dip our sponge into the red paint and we're going to start moving around our page, making little stamps. So I'm going to start with 2 or 3. I'm going to get a little more paint on that. Let's do one here and one here. Alright, so once those are on there, we're going to come back with our paintbrush and we can darken in the edges and refine the shape of our strawberry. By just quickly adding in some more paint while it's still a little wet. I'm rinsing my brush and wiping it out on my sponge so that I can remove some of the pigment. And then I'm just running along the edge of my paint just to let my paint move a little bit. I can also change the shape of my strawberry if I want to, or add a little more extra detail. I can make this one a little fatter here at the top. And this way they don't all look like they're exactly the same size, which is nice. And then I can add a little more pigment dropped in to give it some definition. Okay, we're going to continue doing this all the way around our paper. We're going to make sure that we leave a white space in the center for our lettering. If you press down hard with the sponge, you're going to get more coverage and a softer look. But if I just touch lightly, that's when I'm able to get these sparkly areas of the strawberry. Okay, so this section is finished, and as you go around and put your stamped strawberries on, be sure to leave plenty of space between your strawberries because we're going to come back and add in some blueberries. Okay, now that we've finished painting in all of our strawberries and they've dried, we're going to go around and add a few brush strokes to show where the leaves are. So we'll start in the top here, and how I like to do this is touch with the tip, kind of pull out a line, and then push down, and that's going to give us a really lovely leaf shape. And again, touch with the tip, push down, just like that. And turn a little bit, touch with the tip, and push down. Okay, so we're going to do that again together. So just pull a line slightly, touch, and push. Again, pull a line, touch, and push. Not every leaf needs to be pointed. You can leave some not pointed if you like. If you want to start at the tip, the way I would do that is touch and then just push up. And then this one's not as pointed. Okay, down here. Sometimes the ones, if they're bending toward the back, then they might come up like this and then down. So you can kind of show that. We're going to define the shape of these later with our pen. So it really doesn't matter so much the shape that you have for your leaves in this section, because we're going to add some lines to it later, and then it will all be cohesive. So just continue on your painting, adding a couple leaves to each of the tops of the strawberry, and then let that dry, and I'll meet you back when that's done. Okay, now that our strawberry leaves are dried, we are going to come back in with our Q-tip, and I've mixed up some purplish blue paint right here, and this is what we are going to use to make our blueberries. So you want to make sure that your paint is not too watery, but also not too thick. So we're going to use our Q-tip as a stamp, and I'm just going to dip right here into my puddle, and at the same time I'm going to have my brush ready. So let's start over here, and I'll do one just to show you. So I'm going to tap, and as you can see, that gives me a nice watery looking blueberry. I'm going to come back and pick up a little bit thicker paint. I may have to make this even thicker. Yes. Okay. So let me mix up a little bit of thicker paint on the side here. Okay. I'm going to then draw around the edge of my blueberry. And this will give me some variation in the color and how it looks. So I have like a lighter area and a darker area. And I'm just going to go around my painting and put a few more blueberries here and there. And just like that, we have all of our blueberries in. We're going to let that dry. There might be a couple places that I want to come back with my brush just to lift paint slightly so that we get a little more variation in the color. So I think I will take from this one a little bit. If you just touch it with a damp brush and then wipe your brush off, then that's going to give you a little bit of a lighter area. You're going to have more variation to your pigment. So I will just kind of pick out an area of each one possibly. And sorry for my voice. I have been sick since mid-December. And it is now almost mid-February, and I am so over being sick. But at least I can talk. And hopefully my voice goes back to normal as we get some warmer weather here. How has everyone else been? Have you guys been sick? It's been so hard. We had such a tough holiday season. My husband's mom passed away, and let me tell you, that was the hardest thing to tell my kids about their grandmother. I feel like that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I'm sure many other people are familiar with that feeling, but oh boy, was that tough. My kids are all now in middle school and high school, so they fully understood the loss, and that was the first time that they've ever lost someone. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave that as is, and then we'll come back and we are going to add our pen to it, and we are going to make a happy little painting here. All right, I'll see you back once this is dry. Okay, for the final step, I'm going to be using this Derwent Line Maker 0.8. And this is so easy and so fun. So let's start with the blueberries. And this is super simple. We're just going to go around. Oh, this one doesn't want to, there we go. I'm just simply going to draw a double line, just like that, around every single blueberry. And I'm going to speed this up and go all the way around my painting doing that to start with. Okay, so I finished going around each blueberry, and the next step is going to be to outline the leaves. So this will be a little more detailed. I'm going to zoom in here just a little bit. Okay, so we could start with this one. And when I outline these leaves, I want to give them a little more shape or form. So you can see how this leaf kind of curves over. So I'm going to start at the top and come down and put that extra line there so you can really see how that line is forming. I come over on this one, can kind of do the same thing. Just shows the fold in the leaf. You can draw a little extra line in there if you like. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's see, this one will come up and over. And then up. Just like so. Let's come over here. And I think this one will come down. Okay, and just like that, you're able to give your leaves a little more shape to them. Let's see, turn that one right side up so you can see the shape of it. Okay, so now for each of the strawberries, let's start with this one. We are going to first do a little outline. Okay, sorry about that. I may have forgotten to hit record on the last few strawberries I did, so if so, this is what I've done so far. We're gonna come around and do another one. Okay, so for each strawberry, we're going to draw around each one along the outside, and that can give it some extra shape if you want to make them a little wider, a little larger, a little smaller. And then we're going to draw little seeds. And as you draw your seeds, you want to come down with the shape of the strawberry. So you want to come around it. So something like this. And then we want to offset them, so they're not in a straight line, like so. We're going to do that all the way around for each one. And for our ones that go off the page, we are going to just let our line go off the page. And then draw in a few little seeds. We'll come around. Let's do this one. Okay, so this is our finished drawing here. Oh, I have it upside down. Sorry about that. This is our finished painting. And from here, you can go ahead and write your sentiment in that. No, you know what? I think I did originally have it this way. Oh, it has been a day. All right. So from here, you can go ahead and write your sentiment in here. When I did before, I wrote, "I love you very much." You could also write something like, "You are so sweet," or you could make it a thank you card and write on it, "Thank you very much." So when you make these cards, I do recommend using a smoother paper. You don't want to use a rough textured watercolor paper. Let's see. So this paper that I used for this demonstration is Canson XL, which I sometimes use, especially when I'm working with students. But sometimes the all cotton papers have a little bit rougher finish, and it makes it difficult to write lettering with these markers. So keep that in mind when you do this. You may want something with a smoother finish to make it easier to letter in your sentiment. Okay, so I've written on my card my sentiment, and I went ahead and attached it to the card. And just like that, you have a beautiful hand-painted card for someone that you love. So perhaps you'll use this for Valentine's Day or an anniversary or another occasion. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe, as that helps me grow my channel. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy painting!